Good morning, everyone, and how are you doing today? How you doing, Fernando?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good right here.
You're good right there?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be good over here then?
No.
Not standing in my shoes?
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. So we got a car today. What are you doing to it?
It's a backup camera.
That's right. Let me show you the car. Alright, so we got a big body caddy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mount a Pioneer backup camera right here so it doesn't block any of the tag lights, that silver area right there. Alright, so what else are we doing with this bad boy? We're getting ready to pull the radio out, this cool factory radio here, because he brought us a box of goodies. Ta-da! Screams internet, doesn't it? Okay, so what do we have inside here? We have a 8200. We have a steering wheel control interface. We have the radio retention smart harness interface. We have a second kit, no idea. And then of course all the little odds and ends to go with it are all in this box. Now, we're also gonna be trying to install these pac-USB DMA1s somewhere in the car so he can access for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. He has Apple, she has Android. And also we're gonna try to find some place to put an HDMI. So, without further ado, let's get started on the Cadillac. So he's already gone ahead and removed the radio trim bezel. This thing here just has these little clips that allow it to snap on to the factory radio and hopefully the aftermarket kit. Now all we need to do is remove these two guys right here and this piece will just come right out. This uses a GM mini pin antenna adapter. And that's pretty much it for getting this radio out of the dash. Looks like somebody's already had a radio in here. Maybe not, I don't know. There's some cut, yeah. Looks like there's already been a radio in here at some point because normally there's a piece that goes here, and there's some electrical tape on this here. Huh. All right, well this ought to be interesting. So what we want to do first is go ahead and build the kit, get the radio mounted, and see if everything is gonna fit, because we got a lot of stuff we need to tuck into this dash. This already had one of those dash kits on it, so I just want to see before I go ahead and remove it if this guy is the right one. All right, we're gonna trim this up a little bit more, I think. So we know that the radio is gonna fit. We know the trim will go back on. The question is we have tons of crap that still needs to go behind there, so hopefully we'll be able to move it to the left and to the right, but at least we know when we're done it's gonna look this good. So let's go ahead and get over to the bench. All right, so we know they have the right kit on here. All we want to do is go ahead and change out the screws for the right screws and clean it up a little bit, make sure it's centered and all that, and that the radio's gonna open. Here we go, the radio's all set, remounted, everything is straight, the radio's centered. We can set this aside and start on this harness. All right, so they gave him the GM OS-06 interface. And of course their steering wheel control, which is the ASWC1. Let's go ahead and check out these instructions. All right, so this guy is designed to provide accessory power up to 10 amps. Now this is important. This means we don't have to add a relay because it's got 10 amps, which is more than enough to power the radio as far as turn on goes and the backup camera. So we're good there. Retains wrapped, which is retained accessory power. That's when you turn off the key, the radio stays on until the door opens. That's pretty standard. Most of these harnesses will do that. Provides navigation outputs such as parking brake, reverse, and speed sense. We need reverse, so there again, bonus. Contains chimes. That means this box is gonna ding because in these cars the dinging comes from the factory front speaker. Once you pull out the radio you lose that. So most of these harnesses, actually all these harnesses, are designed to retain the door chime. Retains OnStar, adjustable level control for chime and OnStar. Pre-wired for the steering wheel interface. High level speaker inputs, which means we can just run our radio power right into this, whether it's a Bose or non-Bose, it doesn't matter, it'll plug right in. For use with amplified systems, just answered that. Retains balance and fader. Now that's a unique thing that this piece does. How these systems work is it's similar to the Chrysler that we constantly talk about, where it's like it just uses the left and right. What this is designed to do is take in the both front and rear signals, and even though it's not giving you a true balance and fader, it's giving you a digital balance and fade. It's sensing the difference between the two to give you the balance and fade. It's actually balance and fading back at the amplifier and not really at the radio. What that means is you can't use time correction still because you're not getting a true front to rear, but at least if there's little kitties sleeping in the back and you want to fade it just to the front for them, you can do that with this particular module. Alright, so the harness is done. Car here, radio here. In between it, we have the power for our backup camera. We have the steering wheel, the interface to plug into the back of the radio, the actual interface itself, and the smart harness. And enough wire so that we can move this wherever we need to in the dash, so that we can still plug this in and get all that stuff in there, because we still have 2 USBs, an HDMI, a GPS antenna, and a microphone that all need to still plug into the back of the radio. And since we mentioned all that, let's go ahead and get started on putting all that stuff in the car. So we need to find a place to put all our connections. Originally there's this carpet panel here that I was thinking might be a good place for it. However, there's just metal behind it, Velcro that holds it in place. That's not gonna work. Thinking about is, because we don't want to put them in the glove box because there's no way for them to use them there, is building a little flush panel right here next to this piece of carpet that we can put the HDMI and the USB into. Go ahead and get some measurements because there's a nice piece of metal here that we can actually screw it to. Alright, so there we go. We have it all mounted into place. Now we're going to drill some holes into the top here, get this into the car. Of course, we'll put some loom over this just to finish it off. This. Let's see if it works, and then we'll try the steering wheel control thingy. Hey, it's not working. Hey, it's still not working. Hey, look at that. We got power coming in. Let's see if it does anything. No, we got nothing there. So this thing doesn't work. 0705 Cadillac. This was just made too. What can I say? Sometimes things just don't go your way. We just plug this into the car and it doesn't work. Now, there could be many reasons why it doesn't work, as we know from the beginning it looked like it already hooked up. Maybe something got crossed, maybe something, bad happened. Either way, this guy is dead. Now, we don't carry this piece. We carry the pack piece. All right, so what we're gonna use is this new piece here that Pack's coming out with. This is an OS2 GM32X. This is designed to work with these cars. Now, the only downside to it is this is a 99 and this is made to work from 2000 and up. We've already tested it and it gives us pretty much everything we need except for the reverse trigger. We have to go back and run a reverse trigger. Other than that, we're gonna be good to use this. This requires us to also hook up an SWRC, which is the steering wheel control interface. Here's the new sheet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take this back apart to get our harness off. We're gonna start over. Now it works basically the same way. You plug in their steering wheel control, which is the SWRC, to it, and you'll end up with something like this, which of course we're gonna rewire and add our harness to. So now what we have to do is go ahead and disassemble this and assemble it onto here. Alright, so we have our harness all set and ready to go. It is considerably smaller than the other harness, which is a good thing. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? Plug the radio in. Hey, look at that. Let's just hope we have sound. Well, that sucks. Boy. Things couldn't get any better, could they? Okay, so there's a turn on there. We don't have the factory radio, so we can't see if the amplifier ever even worked in the first place. Alright, that's got an output there. Alright, we are all hooked up. Let's go ahead and turn it on and see what we got. We have a function unit. Let's go into the settings and we'll go to camera settings and we'll turn on backup camera. Go ahead and put it in reverse. All right, we have the backup camera. All right, go ahead and put it back in gear. Let's go ahead and go over to CarPlay. What's the weather like today?
It's currently cloudy.
What else do we need? Oh, let's make sure it opens and closes. Now we got to go ahead and tuck all this stuff in the dash. All right, let's give it one more test real quick just to make sure it's doing everything it needs to do.
It's currently...
All right, so here's what we ended up with. We went with the Pioneer camera. It mounted in there really nice. It's not blocking his light, so they'll be able to see the tag clearly. And it looks pretty good. Let's go take a look and see what it looks like on in the dash. So yeah, you get pretty good view. I mean, you're still seeing a little bit of the bumper, but the way this thing is mounted on there, that's probably the best view you're gonna get. Not bad, and very clear. All right, so the Cadillac is done. What do you think, Fernando? Wasn't that fun?
No, not really.
Sometimes you run into situations like this where parts don't work and you have to come up with something else. In this case, we got lucky. Pac just came out with that new harness and it worked for us in this. Total bonus. So, on to the next one. And it's gonna be a good one. We have a Mustang next. That'll be a nice switch. We go from Pac to iData. Well, let's hope that works a lot better. So we have the Mustang, and like the previous car, this one might be a little fun too. Check this out. All right, so this is how the car was brought to us. It has the front panel here, and this is cool. This is a zip tie. Let's cut it. All right. Go ahead and take that out. So it has a radio mounted behind it. That's a lot of fun. I'm guessing he probably had maybe the Metro kit or something like that in here.
I think he went to radios.
He was right. Okay, now we're gonna switch to the iData, which needs this screen, which fortunately we did find in the trunk, so we're good there. Now we just have to go ahead and get this out, rewire it, and hopefully everything will work. Holy. Yeah, look at that, another Metro piece, yay. Jeez, look at the size of this thing. It's freaking huge. Wow, they have, you know, the sad thing is they have amps that are this size now. And this is a smart harness, I mean, wow, okay. Ooh, it's sticking, oh, I just got gooed on. Oh, that's gross, what is on there? Ooh, what is that? Ooh, nasty.
Okay, so we have a subwoofer.
Yeah, there is a sub in the back.
But he plugged it into the rear.
Makes total sense. Is there a backup camera?
Backup camera.
All right, so there's a camera. What is that? That's the mic. That should be the mic.
The mic, and apparently they cut it.
I hope not. Did they cut the mic? Oh, they cut the mic. Awesome. Oh, thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Grab it.
I got it. All right, so this is what we're dealing with. We just need to go ahead and get this plug off of here. So we're gonna just go ahead and cut this out of here. So let's take a look and see what comes in the box. Main unit here, some radio brackets. Now the one thing I can tell you about iData is that they use metal brackets for all the kits that they make. You have the pocket. Now this pocket has dual USBs. It comes with a bag of buttons. And those buttons are for up here so that you can program these. And then of course it comes with the main wiring harness here. And it comes with a mat for the pocket. I'm gonna run next door real quick and go ahead and flash the module. And also see if he wants to buy a new Bluetooth mic, because Fernando doesn't feel confident that that mic is such a good idea to use. And I would agree with him, because after doing all this, I really don't want to pull it back out to replace the mic. Ooh, color shift. Yeah, I came all the way over here and forgot to bring the radio. That was smart. I gotta run back and get it. So this is definitely not my day for harness integration. So we have his radio, which is an older Kenwood Exelon, and of course he, as we said, bought the kit. We're trying to flash the module. And it struck me as odd when we were just flashing it that the kit didn't come up as an option. Well, that's because on the back of the radio, there's no plug-in for the Maestro. It'll work, but it'll work just like a pack harness, which isn't gonna work with this. What we're gonna do is we're going to sell him this guy, which is a 6-inch, but it'll work with the iData and give him his air conditioning controls on the face of the radio. Let's flash this thing again, and hopefully this time we'll be able to actually start putting it in. So this part here is where you're going to pick what you want those buttons to do on the radio. And like we said, it comes with a bag of them. So what I'm gonna do is really concentrate on the air conditioner. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this fan speed, and we'll make the middle one AC max, because this is Florida. And we'll make this guy fan speed down. All right, so we have fan speed up, AC max, fan speed down. And of course they have the buttons that correspond to that. Now while it's flashing, I'm gonna go ahead and plug these guys in. So it looks like that. So you got your fan up, max, down. All right, our flash is complete. Let's try this one more time, shall we?
Okay, so we doing the iData piece. And the good thing about iData, they retain the factory display right here. So we're gonna go and plug everything back so we can retain that. Also, we're gonna run the new microphone because the other one that was cut in half.
All right, so now that we have the radio issue straightened out, we can go ahead and assemble the kit. Pocket simply just goes onto here, and there's 2 screws. You just screw it in. For the most part, we're done with this portion of it. What we need to do is it comes with these clips that clip onto here, and there's like a bunch of them, and they fit like crap. We're gonna save these until the last. We may take the ones off the factory. Let's get on with the harness. Now it has this pink red wire. This pink red wire, which it talks about in the instructions, this is for if you have the steering wheel controls with smartphones, like if you have answer and hang up and all those fun things. This card doesn't have those, so we can go ahead and remove that wire as well. Alright, so the harness is all set and ready to go. You want to make sure you unplug the module because this is going to get plugged in last. You're going to plug into the car, plug into the radio, and then this goes in last, and it'll do its whole little startup thing. And where, of course, you also have to plug into the kit, which is here. Now it's going to go through the platform selection. Accessory. Maestro setup complete. Let's go ahead and plug in everything else and get this in the dash, and we'll do one final test. Alright guys, the Mustang is done. On to the next one. So with the Cadillac, we ended up using that pack piece. It's a new piece, but one thing it doesn't do is retain OnStar, which is something that he really wanted to retain. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and, you know, today it was let's just get this thing working, get sound, steering wheel controls, all the functions that we need, and we're good to go there. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and order another one of those because that wasn't ours. He got that online, so we're gonna go ahead and order in him one of those models, and then at a later date, once it comes in, we'll go ahead and reinstall it or test that piece to make sure we can get the OnStar to work. Can't get the OnStar to work, we'll just go ahead and leave the pack piece in. If we can get the OnStar to work, we'll go ahead and take the pack piece out, put that piece in, and everyone will be hunky-dory. So that's the plan for that car.